Hello, and welcome back to the Making Fire podcast. This is a podcast where two longtime besties talk about their favorite TV show, Survivor. I guess two longtime besties plus dogs.
Plus dogs.
This week we're going to be covering episode 2 of Survivor season 50. What an interesting episode that we have to talk about today. But before we get into that, I have to ask, Riley, how are you?
I'm doing so absolutely amazingly splendid. It's that time. And he is too, no shade. And you know what the craziest part is? That he was quiet leading up to it, and now suddenly he got something to say. I'll talk closer to the mic, maybe that'll help. I am doing great. I was just going to talk about RuPaul's Drag Race this week because you know what? It's just doing what it needs to do this season. And I'm really enjoying season 18. I'm also highly enjoying RuPaul's Drag Race UK versus the World season 3. I think that season is just sort of carrying its own weight. I feel like sometimes the sort of international all-stars can be a little like, we don't know how we feel about it. But UK versus the World is really tearing it out. If you're a Drag Race fan and you have a WOW Presents Plus subscription, I highly suggest checking out UK versus the World season 3. The cast is amazing. They're going all out. There's a good mix of drama. There's compelling runways. I like the challenges. So check it out. Season 18 is going great as well. I really love this cast. I think they're doing a great job. I am infatuated with Darlene Mitchell, my Queen of Queens. Do I think she's winning this season? No, definitely not. But I'm thrilled that she's still there, and that's all I can ask for at this point. I'm just obsessed with her. I just love RuPaul's Drag Race. We should start a RuPaul's Drag Race review podcast. How would you feel about that? Add it to the list.
I would love to if I could easily watch that show. I'm absolutely...
Yeah, they make it actually... So that's the best thing about RuPaul's Drag Race is they kind of make it impossible for you to watch.
I'm just so looking forward to when this new season gets uploaded to Paramount Plus in a few months.
Maddie, how are you doing?
I am doing so good. This week I have 2 little things to touch on. Number 1, I got my first cookbook for my birthday, and I made a recipe from it for the first time today. A pizza dough. It was Outlander Kitchen Cookbook, and you might say that has nothing to do with pizza.
Girl, fuck Julia Child. Fuck Betty Crocker. It's all about right. Outlander Cookbook.
I want some Ina Garden cookbooks next. I think that's next. But anyways, my pizza turned out great. But not only that, it was just so refreshing to cook from a cookbook and not with screens or like having to work all the stupid lifelong stories for each recipe and the pop-ups, whatever. It was just so nice to just like be able to have a show on in the background and be looking at a physical book.
Nothing worse than an online recipe pop-up. Oh my god, like get it out of my face. How many tablespoons of butter do I need? Tell me.
I was 7 years old when I learned, but I was 7 years old when these pancakes changed my life. They actually saved my life. Anyways, the other thing I want to talk about this week is Bridgerton Part 2, Season 4. Was so unbelievably amazing and perfect to me.
Yeah.
That
yes!
I know it's Hot Topic. Is season 2 still the reigning champion of the best season, or the Queen Charlotte season, which honestly that might be my favorite forever and ever. But I think this is my favorite like Bridgerton sibling season. It was so perfect. Benedict absolutely delivered. Sophie was probably my favorite like lead of the entire series, and I'm just so obsessed with it. I highly recommend that people go give that show a chance. It's just so fun. It's so just visually stunning. I love the story that every season is like a classic trope, and the music is just to die for. So having a great time there. I'm a little bit sad it's over, but apparently it's not going to be 2 years in between seasons now. They're looking at a year to a year and a half, and we might be getting another spin-off season for potentially the mom or Lady Danbury soon.
Hey.
Yeah.
Don't be sad that it's over. Be happy that it happened.
Exactly. And that's how I am. I'm just loving it. I'm loving all the TV right now, and including Survivor. But before we get into this exciting episode, do Do you have any like thoughts on overview?
This season is doing what it needs to do so far. Season 50, you're holding up your end of the bargain at the moment.
Yes.
I'm very intrigued by everything we have going on at the moment. I feel like we're getting fed in multiple different ways.
Drama boots.
The boys are fighting.
And I'm loving it.
The boys are getting messy. They're getting messy boots a little bit.
They are.
I don't feel like we see men fighting on Survivor enough.
I know. And
Like,
I'm
let the men get messy.
I know.
We know y'all want to.
Let your hair down.
Let your hair down. No, yeah, I am really liking it. I'm very intrigued by a couple different storylines we have going on. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I fully agree. I'm loving this season. I've like really no complaints. So let's get into it. We open back at Kyle's medevac for his Achilles, him zooming out on that boat. And his tribe is feeling emotional about watching this happen and losing Kyle and, you know, putting themselves in his position, thinking about how it feels. Q is feeling emotional as well, but you know what? Now he's more ready than ever to lock in and win this game. Because one of us, we're going to win this game, like Kyle said. And because both Q and Colby don't have votes, they bring in Rizzo on the situation and inform him of what's going on. With the lack of votes from these few people. And Rizzo's feeling great about this. He's feeling in a better place with his game, and he's feeling a little bit more calm after the excitement of getting on that beach, crying for love.
Y'all, like, is it too much to just get a camera that works? Like, I'm sorry. Like, is it too much? I will say, I this is such a sad sort of, like, cut. I feel really bad for Genevieve in particular. I feel Rizzo should have asked more questions. I feel like we're getting a lot of Rizzo sort of being oblivious, which is interesting because I feel like he had a really good read on last season. Mm-hmm. But he seems to just be sort of oblivious to what's happening around him. If I was Rizzo, I feel like my main question would have been like, why are y'all coming up to me now asking about this alliance? Like, what happened that suddenly I'm like... Yeah. And why does this group already seem sort of like solidified a little bit? Like, but like, actually tell me what's going on.
I don't want to jump to things at the end of the episode, but it seems like both Savannah and Rizzo just came in kind of a weird spot. Like, I think people not knowing them.
Me trying everything I can think of to fix my fucking camera.
Oh,
Y'all.
You're back.
It feels so good to be alive.
But I think there being no break really in between their Survivor seasons, like... That would be a weird headspace to come into where you haven't been able to reflect on your game last time and like think about what worked, what didn't.
Yeah. I would say especially for two people who did well, like on paper.
Yes.
And really fought against the odds to get where they needed to go, that it's hard to be like, let me do this better. I will say though, even though spoiler alert, even though Savannah ends up going home this episode, I think this was still a good showing for her.
Yes.
And I don't think that this is I don't think this does her win from last season a disservice at all. Her showing in Survivor 50.
No, I completely agree. But I just think, like, how you, like, go into your relationships with people and, like, form these alliances was obviously shaped a lot by last season and, like, their dynamics with others. And I don't know. I just feel like coming from that to going into like very established members of like the Survivor community that know each other as well,
right,
would have been like really jarring. Right. So then we go to Sela, and they're just around the shelter, around the fire, and Christian says, "Hold, please," and he appears to be having a little situation. And so he goes walking down the beach a little ways, butt blurred out, interestingly. And it seems like he has done something absolutely devastating to those khakis. And he says that he has had an unexpected evacuation. When I couldn't be more obsessed with him for this. Like, I think this is so funny.
I think that... I just kept thinking about how this man is a professor at a university. He's a tenured professor at a university. And I'm like, girl, this is just going to, this immediately is going to change the way everybody sees you. And take that as you will.
But
It's not my job.
I love his confidence. Like, he was still hosting his, like, watch party with this. Like, I feel like he's just owning it in a big way. That's, like, really inspiring.
Well, do you think he knew they were going to put it on the show? Like, do you think they knew they were going to produce it?
I mean, I
feel like that's something production reaches out and says, hey, Christian, just FYI for this episode, we're going to be showing the scene of you shitting.
Yeah.
Because it's not really like it had an overall... I think this was a very... If I were to do Edgic for this episode, I'd say that this was a very over-the-top episode from Christian. Not necessarily in a bad way, but he just, like... Just has so much screen time this episode. In the cast where there's 22 people left, I'm left
in really memorable ways.
Exactly. And he's had very memorable moments in both episodes so far. So it's interesting to see where this is going a little bit, but, yeah, I'd hope if that were me and I shit myself on TV, I'd hope that the production would have at least the decency to reach out to me prior to airing and be like, hey, just a heads up, we're airing this.
Yeah.
'Cause that's insane.
Yeah. I just have to reference Impractical Jokers really quick. There's this one, I guess, like, thing, I don't know, challenge or whatever that stands out to me, and I won't name this former cast member anymore because he is not like the best person, and he's no longer a part of the show, but there's and it wasn't like him that necessarily was coming up with the joke, but he was like at a desk in at a receptionist desk, and the guys were telling him what to say, obviously, and he had to like fake that he pooped his pants, and so he like jumps up, he's like, oh. He's like, he picks up the phone and he goes, the horse has left the stable. And then a few minutes later he does it again and he goes, hey, there's a second horse in the race. And I thought that this whole situation brought me back to that moment.
There's a horse in the race.
There's 2 horses in that race. So then we go to the reward challenge, and everyone is looking stunning, pulling up in the boats, very cinematic. And then they all react to Kyle's departure, and obviously this hits Camilla hard, which is sad for her. But also, I'm excited for her to be able to just, like, play her own game without Kyle.
No, this is definitely best case scenario for Camilla.
Yeah.
It's not even day 3, and Kyle's already out of the game.
Threat level completely, like...
That immediately, like... plummets,
taken down many levels.
Yeah, and I feel that for her, yeah, it's just better. It's a better standing for her to be in. There was no blood, like she didn't have to like get Riley to get Kyle out. Mm-hmm. And so there's just, and it's like emotional. It's like, oh, you kind of feel bad for Camilla because that's like we know that that's her duo. So there's a little bit of an emotional ethos part of it as well.
Yes, because it's not like his tribe rallied together to get
honors 10 English word.
Right? It's not like his tribe even had to vote him out. They were like, he's too strategic. They're all like, he's a great guy.
Right. He's a great guy, and currently his toes aren't connected to his calf.
So then Ozzy takes a moment to talk about, hurting his back in that first challenge on day 1 with the infamous coach situation.
No, we need to preface this that, first of all, Jeff, you're messy. We're talking about messy men. Jeff stirs this up, and he knew damn well what he was doing.
Yes.
Jeff said,
does
Ozzy,
directly ask Ozzy.
Ozzy, like, how does it feel after that challenge? Like your back hurt a little bit.
But this is messy Jeff that we needed.
Right.
Like, I'm so glad. I'm actually, thank you for bringing this up, Jeff. And Coach does take the opportunity to clear his good name in that challenge for supplies. But he comes off so strong, and I was thinking, you know what, that is my winner pick, and I'm going to stand by him. However, like, throughout watching this episode, it became a little bit less silly goofy to me that I picked him. Like, I thought I was in a very, like, silly headspace when I went ahead and did that, but I don't know that that's the decision I would have made, knowing what I know now. So, getting into this challenge, someone from each tribe has to jump off a platform, cross a balance beam, collect some keys and rings along the way in various different ways, I don't know, and then bring the keys to another platform. Then they use the keys to unlock a final ring, and finally have to land the rings in a ring toss. Yeah. The reward is a camp improvement kit. The first winner gets a hammock and a large tarp, and the second winner gets a smaller tarp. And I mean, it's like pretty fine. Aubrey misses her target on the first jump, which was a little bit entertaining. I think Stephanie like falls off the balance beam, but overall pretty uneventful.
It's a pretty smooth challenge.
It was just very, it was good. I love a good water challenge too. Like, I think they're so fun. And Sela comes in first and Kahlo in second.
This is something very new and unique for Sela coming in first.
Yes. So first up we go to the losing Vatu tribe, and they are passing around a spoiled sour coconut, which Genevieve says is, if you think about it, kind of like Sour Patch Kids.
And when I think about it, I think y'all are going to be shitting yourself tomorrow because y'all are drinking nasty-ass rotted coconut water.
Right, like we can't have two poop moments in one episode. That's
oh my god,
much.
It's so rare. It's the rare sour coconut. No, babe, I hate to tell you this. I hate to put a damper on your parade, but
yeah. And then Aubrey seems to just not really be liking her tribe that much and having some weird feelings. And she talks a little bit about her past Survivor experiences and leading to her being here today. And yeah, she's just been kind of quiet and cagey, it feels.
I think what's interesting about Aubrey, I don't know if I actually said this the first episode, but this is something that I've engaged with, is that she mentioned in her preseason interview with Mike Bloom, friend of the pod, our coworker essentially, that she was on Survivor in a very pivotal point of her life, that sort of mid-20s, early 30s, right? Like that time frame, all condensed with it. She was on 3 seasons of reality TV in a span of like 4 years.
Yeah.
Like, that's really intense. And she's never sort of in a moment where people across the board are, figuring out who they are and discovering themselves, making mistakes, and X, Y, and Z. She was sort of being broadcasted on national television the whole time. I guess on 4 seasons. She was on 4 seasons. This is her 5th. No. This is her 3rd season. For her 4th season. Sorry. I'm getting my I's are crossed and my T's are dotted. I think that, yeah, anyway.
Can you start writing like that?
The point of what I was saying is that Aubrey had a lot of sort of eyes on her and a lot of opinions about her and who she was and the things she did and how she played Survivor at a very pivotal age, in a very consistent point, right? So I think she would tell you this because she said this. Survivor is quite traumatizing as an experience, and specifically a character. I don't think Aubrey's a controversial character, but I think she's just a very easily talked about. Like, it's easy to dissect Aubrey in all of her seasons, dissect her role, her positioning, her gameplay. She's very easy to sort of. This isn't like a read. This isn't me. Oh my god, I have the hiccups. This isn't me being like, oh, Aubrey's just so easy to pull apart. I just think genuinely her place in the lore of Survivor, it's very easy to be like, oh, what if Aubrey had done this? What if Aubrey did this? What if this happened to Aubrey instead? Like, it's just an easy sort of point for people to connect to. That all being said, on Survivor 50, it's been a handful of years. I don't know. Her child was born. I think she said that she like lost one of her parents. I don't remember. But a lot of stuff has happened in her life, and you can't really remove the trauma from the experience, even if you're X many years removed. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, I just think she's interesting. I think it's interesting seeing her, and I will get to. I'm sure we will get to Joe here in a little bit, but I think for Joe and Aubrey are 2 of my most interesting characters on this season. Not from like a gameplay portion, but on a sense of like, how does Survivor affect the psyche? How does it affect the people that play the game? I think Joe and Aubrey are very interesting sort of case studies in why Survivor, like I guess, yeah, how Survivor affects the person.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting to watch Aubrey. I think obviously this was Christian's episode, but I think Aubrey was a good sort of foil throughout. Like a good, like, secondary, you know?
She had her moments.
Right.
Right.
Also, sorry. She also says that her tribe is filled with a bunch of weirdos, and I really don't think, compared to some of the weirdos that she knows in the past, I really don't think they're, like, crawling with weirdos on this tribe.
I don't think so either.
What, it's like Genevieve, Stephanie, Colby, Rizzo.
Q.
Okay. Maybe there are a couple in there. A couple kooky characters, maybe.
Yes, but I don't know.
Not overrunning. Not all of them.
Maybe they're just feeding off each other, though.
Right.
She feels like the only sane one out there. So Genevieve notices that Aubrey is being weirdly protective of her bag, and she wants to search this thing to see if there's an advantage. So when Aubrey goes down to the beach, the rest of the tribe comes up with a little plan to search this bag. Stephanie is the distraction down on the beach chatting Aubrey up. Q is the signal, and Genevieve is primarily going to be the searcher. And when this all culminates together, taking all of her stuff out of the bag, they don't end up finding anything.
Right. Right. No, of course. Because why would they?
No, why would they? Then Aubrey's just protective about her bag. I don't know.
I mean, I would be too. Yes, Queen. After what's his name? What was it? Joanne to Savannah's bag last season?
They don't even know about that.
No, they don't.
Aubrey had a premonition about it. So at Kahlo, Jonathan is fishing and providing for everyone, but he also just wants to play the game better this time.
Right.
And so he focuses on trying to form connections, and specifically this time it's going to be with Coach. And they are swimming, they're looking for fish, and Coach is just sort of over to the side floating. Interesting.
Yeah.
And we learn that he seems to be having a bad weight cramp.
2, mind you.
And so the Survivor sort of swim patrol boat does have to
I
pick
didn't
him up
even
and
know
bring
this
him back to
fucking
shore.
existed. That's so embarrassing. I'm sorry.
To be put in the little raft and brought back to shore. And then I'm sorry about him trying to walk up the beach. But don't worry, with a little yoga and some massaging from Chrissy, he seems to be loosening up a bit. He needs some potassium.
It was sort of Charlie and Mike White being like, "Oh my god,
wow.
are you okay?" Like, girl, we didn't need the fish that bad. Damn, like
Charlie and
are you
ripped
good?
Mike White.
Charlie and what?
And
ripped Mike White. No,
Yeah.
of course, yeah.
He added a
Right.
third part of his name. He's not just
Yeah.
Mike White. That's ripped.
No, you're
shredded.
right, and I think you said that last episode. You can't it is just Mike White. Like you can't just say Mike.
That's not Mike.
No, that's not Mike. That's not my friend Mike. That's Mike White. Thank you.
Yes.
Emmy Award winner. Thank you.
Thank you. So Coach is, learning a lesson on not overexerting himself, and he is just an old man now, and he needs to be more mindful of his body.
He's not that old. He's younger than my mom.
How old was he on his early seasons?
I don't know. I thought he said he was like 52 last night.
Did he?
Yeah.
I'm so sorry to that man. I thought he was pushing 60.
And you know what? Let me make sure that that's factual, actually, because...
Are we sure he wasn't 52 the last time he played?
Okay, not too much, sister. Not too much. That's my friend. Okay, you keep talking.
Okay. So Chrissy is also getting on everyone's nerves with how much she is mothering everyone on the tribe. Charlie says that, he's usually a sucker for an alliance with an older woman. Drag Maria, calling her an old woman.
Oh, he's 54.
Oh,
so
that's still younger than I thought.
Yeah, he's a year older than my mom. But still, I was like, he's not that old.
Dang. How old's Maria? And then how old's Chrissy?
Okay, you keep talking. I'll do research.
Right, so Charlie does take a moment to drag Maria and calling her old, which I do appreciate. And he says that, with just Chrissy's vibe, her aura, he isn't necessarily falling for the old woman thing this time with Chrissy. Marked safe from an older woman alliance.
Chrissy is 54. Wait, no.
Oh.
I think she was 54 when she played the first time. What's the year? 2026? 19. Oh. Okay, okay. Actually, don't make me mad. Don't piss me off. Sorry, not to do a tangent real quick, but my phone is gonna blow up any second. It might blow up in my hand. I can't do anything. I don't have any storage for anything. Mind you, I'm like, how do you keep losing storage, motherfucker? Because why is my phone, I can't even fucking open Google for some reason. For some reason, my phone storage affects me being able to open Google. And
Wait,
I can't.
That's crazy.
Yeah, and I couldn't. I was trying to do earlier? I was trying to text somebody, and it wouldn't let me text somebody. I had to reset my phone. You guys, like, something evil is happening. Anyway, Chrissy was born in 1971. My calculator won't let me do 2026 minus 1971.
I think she turns 55 in like 4 days.
I literally am gonna kill. 55. Maria's 58.
Oh, really?
God,
Wait, actually?
Yeah.
She does not feel that old.
No, guys, I think I just spread misinformation on the internet. She's 48.
Calling her an older woman is so funny. Because how many years ago were they on their season?
I think she was 48 when she played. But even then, it's only been, like 2 years? So what, she's probably 50 now? That's still, like, younger than my mom. Like, I'm like, that's not old.
I love how everything comes back to how old your mom is.
Well, I could say my dad and my mom are the same age, but I just inherently I'm like, well, because we're talking about old women, and I'm thinking of like my mom's age, and my mom's not old.
Anyways, we then go over to Sela, and Savannah is trying to convince Rick Devens. See, that's another double name to me. Like, I know it's just Devens or Rick, but like that's Rick Devens. I don't know.
No, Rick Devens. You kind of do need the full name, I feel like.
Yes, to have the full effect. So Savannah is still trying to convince Rick Devens that she doesn't have an advantage from her journey. And then Ozzy comes up and wants to form an alliance with Savannah, Rick Devens, him, and Joe. And little does Ozzy know that Rick Devens already is in this little, I call it the goofball alliance of all these little silly people.
Oh, I'm glad that you sort of gave them a name.
That's just how I refer to them in my notes.
Right. Well, of course.
And actually, Devens does want Ozzy or Joe out. And really, he would like Joe out, though, so he doesn't have to play around his, moral game.
It's interesting you call them the Goofball Alliance, because I call them the Nerd, Super Nerd, Idiot Nerd Alliance.
Who's who?
They're all the same. No, yeah. Ozzy's like, my social strategy, but I feel like this was a good idea. Not once did he mention Suri in this group. He said no. Mm-hmm. And he tried to highlight, he said, as long as Joe doesn't go home.
Yeah.
Which I think is smart, because they were targeting Joe last episode, were they not?
Yeah.
At one point?
I think so.
I don't know. There's a lot going on in that tribe.
Yes, but then from what they were saying this episode, it seems that they were all pretty set on Jenna immediately.
Right.
It sounded like a pretty just like
which makes sense because it was a unanimous vote, so. Yes.
So then we have sort of something that leads up to a build up later. And so
oh my god, I love when stories work that way.
Yes.
I love when a story arc is a story arc. Oh my god.
So Devens pulls Joe for a little chat, but first he just has a little whisper with Savannah, like no big deal, on his way to get up to go talk with Joe. And at the water well then, Joe confronts him about it. And is like, what did you whisper to her? What did you say? He's being very direct. He wants truth. He wants honesty. And Devens is just like, whoa, what? Like, I didn't say anything to her. I was just like, it's no big deal. I don't even remember what he said, but it was just like truly not a big thing.
Yeah. So Rick, in his response to Joe, mind you, I don't think Joe's in the right, but Rick Devens definitely shit himself when like this was terrible the way he moved around this. Rick was like, oh yeah, she just asked if we were gonna go talk strategy, and I said no, we were just gonna go run it, like go to the well. Yeah, girl.
Right. So that is interesting. Keep all that in the back of your mind for the rest of the episode. Then Devens
Joe's really intense about it too. I'm like, you could have been like, hey, sorry, just sort of circling around, following back up here. What was that about?
Joe is bringing a sort of intensity to every single conversation and situation in a way that is so off-putting.
Yeah.
I'm not into it. So then Devon's Christian and Suri are talking about how they can manage Joe and what to do about him and kind of just how odd he is and his gameplay is. And they're not vibing with it. Then
I feel like Cerise had a good bounce back.
Suri's on top this episode.
Y'all, this is why she's on the Mount Rushmore. I'm telling y'all, like...
She's stunning. She's amazing. She literally is magic.
Right.
So.
Her eyelashes.
Oh, and her little pigtails. I'm eating it up.
Right.
Like, she's just an icon, and she knows it. Then Christian is walking around, sort of talking to the cameras as he's doing it, and he finds the Billie Eilish boomerang idol. The BEBI.
As one does. Wait, what was it?
The BEBI.
BEBI? BEBI? Come on, BEBI. Oh my god, BEBI.
Wait,
Oh my god, I love us being inclusive.
I kind of love calling it the BEBI.
I love BEBI.
Tuck that into your brain because we will be referencing the BEBI.
You know who BEBI?
Moving forward. Who BEBI?
Oscar.
Yes.
Slash Ozzy.
Oh, slash Ozzy, of course.
Oscar slash Ozzy BEBI.
Oh, I love that
He
for
be
him.
doing stuff with boys on there.
Yeah.
Allegedly. I haven't seen it.
I have not been privy to that.
I haven't been privy to that, but Oscar slash Ozzy, if you wanted to come on the podcast,
Talk about
BEBI as the beneficiary of BEBI.
I think we should submit a cameo request that just like is in that kind of language. Like, can you speak
Oscar
on your
slash
BEBI?
Ozzy, if you could Oscar slash Ozzy, if you could please talk a little bit more about your BEBI.
Yeah.
He's the beneficiary of BEBI.
No, truly.
He is.
Your BEBI experience.
Oscar
Your
slash
BEBI
Ozzy,
lifestyle.
if you could please talk about being the face of BEBI.
Oh.
Be who you are.
Yeah.
Can you name 3 bi people? Non-fictional. And that's gonna sort of be the comment of the week. Comment of the week on the YouTube. Can you name 3 non-fictional bi people? Extra points if it's a girl who doesn't have a boyfriend.
It's like, name a woman. I can't.
Okay, well, 3 okay, Ozzy's bi, I think.
Yes. Well, is that true? I don't know.
I think so. I think he came out as bisexual.
I don't want to be spreading misinformation about his
Okay, well, I'm
sexuality.
allowed to spread misinformation about sexuality, you guys. I went through the trenches. Okay. Oscar. Oh, wait. What's his name? Ozzy Luth? Or Lust?
Yeah.
Bisexual. Survivor icon and 4-time player Ozzy confirmed he is bisexual, notably not a bisexual icon, in April 2022.
He said he's not an icon?
No, this article just notably does not call him a bisexual icon. Reddit posts. So someone on Survivor Reddit said Ozzy Lutz comes out as bisexual, and the comment under it says, based on his OnlyFans content, he was either bi or a very good actor. And I think most people did not believe he's a good actor. I think Michelle Fitzgerald is bi from Survivor. Now I'm just naming Survivor players.
Okay.
Parvati Shawla's bi.
Oh, yes.
Michelle Fitzgerald, do you be kissing girls? You can tell us. It's okay. Well, maybe that'll be our Spotify. I feel like that's easier because if nobody Spotify, do comment on or yes or no on Spotify. Do you know a bi person? Do you know a bisexual person? Yes or no?
I'm writing it down.
And we can say that. Well, can we? Yeah, we can. Because I'm saying I don't give a fuck. Spotify, let us know if you know a bi person, yes or no. Extra points if you know a bi person from Alabama.
I'm not. Yes. Oh, okay. Wait, I'll cut this because I don't really want to talk about it on the podcast. Aspen Ovard, she's like a very famous lifestyle influencer. I've actually been following her since like freshman year of high school, probably, maybe even 8th grade. Aspen was like very famously from Utah, married to a man, has 3 daughters. She was never like Mormon or anything, and she was very liberal the whole time, but then moved to California, divorces her husband, and now she is very openly in a throuple with a married couple.
Oh. Hetero married couple.
Huh?
Hetero married couple?
Yeah, husband, wife. And it's really just like an interesting transformation that she's gone through.
Don't we all go through transformations? Isn't that what's beautiful about life?
Yes. Okay, anyways.
So the BEBI. Kristen got the BEBI.
Let's get back to the BEBI. So, yeah, he finds the BEBI, and he's very interested in this, and he's really marinating on what he's going to do with it, who he's going to send it to. And then we quickly flash over to Vatu, and we discover that he sent it to Aubrey, and she is very emotional about this, and just, you know, she has a guardian angel looking out for her.
I really had a moment of hope when he said, wouldn't it be funny if I sent it to Angelina?
I know! I was hoping that.
I said, yeah, it would be funny, send it to her now.
Yeah, so go ahead and do it.
Yeah, so go ahead and do it since you're making promises. Go ahead and do it right now. I'll expedite the shipping.
That would, yes, for free.
For free.
I'll go hand deliver it,
I literally will hand deliver it. I'll walk it over there and put it in her bag for you. I'll even kiss it a little. I'll do a little before putting it in. For good luck.
Anyways, then also later at Vatu, we have the tribe catching some crabs and
catching what?
Catching crabs. And Rizzo pinches and or scratches his fingy.
I think Rizzo is just being a man, being a 25-year-old man, and just saying, oh, that hurt.
I need to go disinfect this, actually.
Yeah, if you don't spit on it and move on with your day, spit on it! That's not what it is. Sit on it! Y'all got it.
Yeah. Q then calls him lazy and has a lot to say about Rizzo. And Rizzo says he's just not really into all this, like, camp stuff, getting down and dirty. He didn't really have to do that on his season. He's here to cut throats.
And that's why y'all's tribe lost over and over again.
Yeah. He's not here to get dirty. And Colby and Q are annoyed with all the lazies around camp. You know, we have Rizzo and Aubrey, and specifically Angelina. And Grandpappy Colby does have to give them a lecture on, you know, anytime you leave camp, gather firewood, stay on top of the camp needs. Like, I cannot be providing for you at my big age.
I will say, as much as the old era people, pre-new era people are bringing it this season, I don't miss this discourse on Survivor. Girl, maybe it is just the lazy Gen Z in me. But I'm like, girl, like, is it that serious at the end of the day? Do we need 30 stacks of firewood?
Right.
We're here for not even 30 days, and who knows if we're gonna have a flint tomorrow.
Yeah.
We ain't got nothing to cook with the firewood anyway.
Yeah. That's a great point.
Can we just braid each other's hair and have fun? Be silly together.
Be silly. Angelina just wants to be silly, okay?
Right, okay? Like, she does not dream of labor, okay?
No.
She's on vacation from her kids right now.
True.
Like,
okay,
damn.
I loved it.
Yeah, notice how it's the men, notice how it's the men telling the women to work? The women in Rizzo.
One thing that made me laugh during the challenge, the immunity challenge with Angelina, was she was like untying the thing, and she's like, "I'm great at this. I unboxed so many Amazon packages." Like, yes, queen.
Yes, queen. Make 0 sense.
Yeah, but I'm like, interesting that they left that comment in. Well, like, out of anything,
they gotta get the they gotta get the sponsorship somehow.
Yes. Okay. Then we go into this immunity challenge, and they have to race through the jungle to retrieve 3 giant stuffed snakes and get them through some obstacles, and then guide a ball along a winding snake table track. And just notably, Genevieve and Rizzo did take their sweet time, and we're in dead last for a little bit, but it is no worries because Colby and Stephanie did pick up the pace for them, and all tribes were pretty much even leading up to the ball table part.
Famously, the ball table part. Colby scared me a little bit. He was doing a lot of huffing and puffing, a lot of... I was like, you are gonna pop something, babe. I need you to lock in a little bit.
Gramps, slow down.
Grandpappy, I need you to wrap it up a little bit.
All the oldies are having trouble so far.
Not for Colby said, damn. Colby said, I'm going to do better 10 years after my last performance.
Okay, you know what? You're actually so right about that, because how can I forget his Heroes versus Villains Challenge performances?
Colby said in his preseason interview, he was like, I moved back to my farm and I've been doing like labor every single day basically since the last time I was on Survivor.
We just don't need a heart attack. That would be...
Yeah, I just don't be shoveling snow over your head. Like, don't be like, you're at an age, Colby. Hey, I'm telling you, be careful.
You're of a certain age. Yes.
You're of a certain age.
So then things are getting tense as tribes work the table part, but Vatu comes in first, Kahlo in second, sending CeeLo back to tribal council. And things did get intense. There was some yelling. There was some, stressful moments, but they all persevered for the most part.
Isn't that fun? Like, they're siblings together, you guys. Like, yes, okay, we're going to yell at each other, but it's because we care and we're passionate.
No, they're like a family.
Right.
And every family has its flaws.
Every family has its flaws. I was going to say, can you imagine? I imagine that Colby and Joe are probably around the same age. Maybe Joe's a little younger, a couple years younger than Colby.
How old is Joe? Did you see Joe's going to be on a firefighter show?
I did see that. A Tyler Perry firefighter show. How old is Joe?
We're really big into ages this
I literally was just about to say, Joe Survivor 49. Joe from Survivor 49, not bisexual notably, is 45. And I think Colby's 50.
Colby's only 50?
Survivor 50. How old is Colby Survivor 50?
Oh, so he was just born for season 1.
Colby is 51. So like 5-6 years. What?
He feels way older than that to me.
I think it's because we've known him for so long. Our good friend Colby Donaldson. I think he. Well, I was just about to say.
You know what? I'm actually one of the babies that was named after him. My name is actually Colby.
Y'all don't know this, but Maddie's real name is Colby, and Maddie's her middle name. Her name is Colby Maddie Madeline. I was gonna say that it's interesting though, because Colby, like, think about if Colby was never cast on Survivor Australia, right? And for some reason, like, he applies. Does Colby get on in the year 2025? Probably not. Like, I don't think Colby would ever, like, which is interesting to think about.
As like a young person?
No, like, think about him today, like, in his current form. Does Colby get put on Survivor today at 51 years old? Who knows? But it's funny to imagine that him and Joe probably fill the same archetype, right? Like, if Colby was cast on a New Era season, it probably would have been 48, and he would have been cast in the spot that Joe was cast on. And it's just interesting to me that think of, like, we could have gotten, like, no Colby. Like, Colby just would be part of none of the lore. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Wow. And we would have never had his epic,
Survivor Heroes vs. Villains performance.
Yeah.
I think I like this little life.
Right. So, after the challenge, Cirie and Emily are talking about who people in their alliance want out. And they're like, oh, well, Joe or Savannah or Ozzy. And Cirie works her magic and completely takes the heat off of Ozzy in just a beautiful way. And they agree that, you know what, Ozzy's social game sucks, frankly.
Right.
Like,
no, of course. Like, why would you want him out?
We shouldn't be threatened by him at all. Joe really isn't all of that. But Savannah, slow down. Savannah is sus after this journey that she went on. Who knows what she has? If Cirie's correct.
Well, yeah. I was going to say, if Cirie's able to sort of live off of this structure that she's built around herself, she's setting herself up really for success, because Ozzy, if she were to make it to the end with Ozzy, who is her number one, the narrative has started early on that Cirie's been the one protecting Ozzy.
Oh, she's been planting those seeds in a diabolical way.
In a diabolical way where they're sitting at the final triple council and Ozzy is bamboozled when Cirie says, yeah, he would have went out. Well, I guess
bamboozled, but he also completely respects it. Because he's like, no, I do have a bad game.
But I guess Ozzy could say the same thing about Cirie, because Cirie kind of, like, stays because of Ozzy a little. I don't know. Anyway, that being said, there's something interesting with Emily here, of this goofball alliance, that They're sitting on the hammock, and Emily goes, "Yeah, and I even want Ozzy out." Girl, why would you say that to Sari? That, I think, showing the real, like, the sereneness of it all. Why would you... And you guys had suspicions that they were working together last round. Why would you just look at Sari and be like, I want Ozzy out? Girl.
You know what? And that is just the Christian and Devin's effect on her. Like, she is in such a calm and, like, having such a better
She's
time.
trusting.
She's trusting, and she's just having fun, and she's letting loose. Like, that.
Let
she's
loose.
a new Emily.
I said let loose.
Yes, exactly. So they do agree that Savannah is a good target, and they want to flush whatever that she might have gotten from this journey. So Sari takes this info to Christian, and he seems to immediately agree with this. And she also goes to Ozzy and explains that, you know, she completely cleared his name, worked her magic, and to thank her, Ozzy gives her his extra vote as a token of gratitude and to solidify that they are number ones. And she says this is the first advantage that she's ever, like, really had by herself, I guess. Is this true?
Yeah.
In all these seasons?
Wow.
This extra vote is it?
She just never needs to. I mean, arguably, her first 2 seasons, like, honestly, her first 3 seasons, really, Heroes vs. Villains there's really not that many advantages floating around to begin with. It really isn't until she's on Game Changers, where famously she goes home from Advantage Get-In, where she's really playing in a season where there's a ton of advantages running around that she sort of, you know, misses, or just never has option to play with. So half of her Survivor career is really in the realm. There was only like 2 idols a season, and when you're playing with 18 other people, 20 other people, it's, I mean, like, the odds are not high that Sari's gonna get her hands on one. But so it's true. This is sort of her first moment. She famously tried to steal the legacy advantage, because Sarah in Game Changers gave her the legacy advantage and then tried to play it against Sarah, which then we found out that was not allowed, and Sarah had to take the advantage back from Sari, and then used it, and Sari got booted. So that was the closest Sari's ever gotten to actually using and playing an advantage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, good for her in this.
And I just mean, like, that the thing that pisses me off in my brain, why do I just know that information? Like, sometimes I'm like, girl, what is that doing in there?
I will forever quote you when I think about you before finals one year at college, when I was like, do you need to be studying more for this class? And you're like, they can't expect me to know everything.
I can't, girl. They wanted me to know every single rock in existence. Why the hell would I know every single rock? I'm taking geology, intro to geology. I feel like the expectation is I don't know every rock, and I think that's okay.
Yeah.
Isosceles, acute, obtuse. Famously, the 3 types of rocks.
And that's what you learned in that class.
That's what I learned.
So apparently you can know everything.
Well, you said it, not me.
Perfect. Okay. Then Joe and Savannah talk about how sus Devins was back at that, you know, previous conversation. And Joe says that he has PTSD from Kyle and Camilla, and he's carrying a lot of baggage from his past season, and he's working through that actively.
Hey, I love a man working through baggage.
Everyone's journey is different.
Everybody's journey is different, okay? And I will say that Joe, hey Joe. I think Joe, again, what I said earlier, I'll do a quick spiel about Joe and Aubrey. Aubrey, I did my spiel. Joe, I just think so interesting. Is he being messy? Yes. Is he sort of setting himself up for failure? Also, yes. Am I rooting for Joe? Not inherently. But I think genuinely such an intriguing character to have on this season, because it really does a reflection where the new era has really been filled with a lot of people who are like, this is my dream. I love Survivor. I've always wanted to be on Survivor. Survivor, this is fulfilling a lifelong goal of mine. Well, then you get Joe, who is a product of that environment, product of that mindset, that I love. This is my dream. I love this. I've wanted to do this. Like, blah, blah, blah. oh wait, it's not actually as picture perfect as you think it's going to be, and it's actually quite traumatizing when you have to lie for 26 days straight and then find out on national television two of your closest allies in this game were lying to you the whole time.
Well, his whole thing is that he didn't want to lie, and that it was Honesty
Well, true,
City.
yeah.
But then to be find out that he was played and lied to the entire game, and that
in
cost him
result
$1 million.
yeah, and then in result he doubles down and says, "I'm going just as hard this next time."
Because it's so clear to me that he thought that Eva or him was gonna win. Like, I think that that's just truly what he thought was gonna happen. To be completely blindsided.
Joe, I'm very fascinated by you and your choices, and I'm interested to see where you go from here, because you're on the bottom of this tribe. Like, I don't know.
And it's so interesting. Like, I guess, you know what? Good for him to sticking to who he is and to his morals or whatever. But it's interesting to see a guy that has no wiggle room on this. No push, no desire to work with people if they're not gonna, like, get with his program.
And while sometimes it works very well, famously, I can't believe South Pacific really is becoming a crucial part of the Survivor lore.
Yeah.
They're, like, in general, it's Rob. I was watching the Know-It-Alls with Rob Cesternino and Stephen Fishback, friends of the pod, co-workers, you know.
Yes, mentors.
We need to call them after this.
We're actually their mentors.
Right. No, but for real, like, we need to call. I don't know if you saw their people reached out, and we need to. If you can, like, if you can write that down.
Actually, I think that might be your job. So.
Our people? I'm our people?
I think you are our people.
Got it. I'll reach out and connect. Maybe we can hop on a Zoom this weekend or something. We'll see.
Yeah. I'm not sure
they were talking about how, and see, I played too much because I lost my thought. I was gonna say we were talking about South Pacific. They were talking about how South Pacific has now become a crucial part of the viewing experience for the second half of the show's like history. That it has multiple storylines that have played across multiple seasons, where it is now crucial that you have watched the season. Which is crazy because the season itself is fine. I mean, I'll say it again. I'll write it till the fucking cows come home. I love Sophie Clark, one of, if not the best winner in Survivor. I'm sorry.
Do we need to add that to the short list of what we're gonna watch this summer?
South Pacific?
Yeah.
Maybe. That's crazy though. I don't know. We'll have to come back around on that. I just think like on a week to week basis, if we covered it and then just talked about it for a week and we were like our thoughts on South Pacific, I think that would work. I don't know if we could get away with doing a whole summer of South Pacific. It's gonna feel very similar to Traders 4, that's all I'm saying. That being said, I think Joe's mindset on this season worked for Coach that season. Coach was also playing with a bunch of newbies, so there's context there. Boston Rob, I guess Boston Rob wasn't playing an honest game, but very sort of this cult mindset where it's like, we all trust each other. We're all working together, we're all trusting each other. It worked great for Coach. His season where he was very close to winning.
Yeah.
So you have the right people with you, maybe it'll work. But Joe, I don't think this is the right group. Maybe if he was on a starting tribe with Jonathan and Coach.
Oh, that would be so insufferable.
If he was on the starting tribe with the right people.
Oh my god, he would eat up Jonathan. Jonathan, they would... No. Thank you, Survivor Production, for sparing us from that, because I don't think it would have been good for me.
Spare me.
Okay, so in a conversation with Devins then, Joe is again pushing him on whatever whisper there was, what Devin said to Savannah, and just some lie the other day about whatever. He is just like grilling Rick so hard on this. And Rick is just like, I have never worked with someone who plays the game like you. I'm not really sure what this is about. And Joe is like, do you know that trust is everything to me in this game? Do you know that? And Rick is trying to talk. Joe just like keeps basically, I don't know, like going even harder on his words and like being so specific about what Devins is saying and all of this. And he's so upset with Devins. And Rick is just like, okay, I'm done. Like, we can't move forward right now.
Yeah, Rick's better than me. My response would have been, do you know that you're not the only person I'm playing this game with?
Yeah.
I got 7 other people on this tribe right now that I'm working with. 6 other people on this tribe.
Yes, Rick might not have been 100% truthful in what he said to Joe, but like, it just wasn't a big deal.
Right.
Like, no matter what it
Yeah.
was.
Yeah. Yeah, the vibe was, yeah.
It was crazy. Apparently, that this was a way toned down version of what happened. According to Savannah, she said that it was the like most intense conversation that she's seen on Survivor.
Interesting.
Yeah. So
The boys are fighting.
that has a lot to do with like the sort of mood and vibe moving
Right.
forward from this.
Right.
So then Joe decides, I'm just gonna bite my tongue. I'm gonna be cool as a cucumber. But why do you have to be so weird about it? Like,
Right.
I hate his energy, specifically during all of this. And then he's laying in a hammock and trying to talk to Christian. Who do you want to go for tonight? And Christian is just like, I don't know how I'm supposed to talk to you. Like,
Right.
I don't know how I can say names here and how you're going to react to this. Like, I'm not really sure how to talk to you. I don't know how close you are with, like, Savannah, for example, and I don't want you to come at me for saying anything. And Christian's just calmly listening to, sort of acting as a therapist for Joe while rocking him peacefully in the hammock. And this is just a great, memorable moment for Christian from this episode, another one. And it just, like, Joe is in a weird space, and this is an interesting time for him. I don't know.
Yeah, if it ain't the repercussions of your own actions.
Exactly. Then Ozzy, Sari, and Devins are talking about the Joe situation and maybe wanting to get him out of here so that they can play the game and not have lying be this like crazy end-all be-all conflict in, the game of Survivor. And Suri also brings this to Emily and Savannah, and they just kind of nod along. But Emily and Savannah separately are still both thinking about Ozzy in the back of their heads as maybe do we want to go for him instead? Then Christian, Devins talk, and Christian is like, I don't know, like Savannah has this advantage. Maybe we should still, keep her as option number one. But, maybe she also doesn't have an advantage because I did find the BEBI and I sent it to Aubrey. And then Devins comes up with this beautiful plan that he's going to plant a fake idol at Tribal Council to create some drama in the future. And
Right.
this is what I live for. This is the drama that I love. Like, I don't care how it plays out. Like, the fact that you thought of this and, like, you go to such lengths
Right.
to make this happen, like, I'm obsessed.
We're building something for the future here. Rick says, now you guys can't get rid of me because you need me to fulfill this, like, in 7 episodes.
Yes. But then we go into Tribal with, like, basically half the tribe on the chopping block, it seems. Mm-hmm. So.
As last episode did as well.
Yes. But interesting editing. I'm not necessarily mad at it, but it is, who knows what's going to happen. So getting into Tribal Council, Joe leads with taking ownership for, his attitude in the argument with Devins that is leading to the tension right now in the room. And they also talk about gut feelings, how to fit as a puzzle together to move forward. Savannah talks about getting to know everyone's games and breaking down her own walls and connecting with people and being vulnerable with them, coming from her very, very recent season into this one, and she gets emotional about it. Christian talks about how his vote tonight is based on unity and seeking comfort with who you're close with from the uncertainty of others. Then I felt like the entire time we were just cutting to Devins being really shifty and
Right.
thinking about how to plant this idol.
Right.
And then we get to the votes. Do you have anything to say before that?
I will say, I wonder if Savannah opened up about her job, her newscaster job. I know that was sort of a big thing for her last season as a way to sort of humanize herself amongst her peers.
Yeah.
So I wonder if that's something she connected with people on this season amongst this starting tribe. Yeah.
Yeah. Who knows? I have to get her on the pod and ask her, hey, did you bring up that traumatic coworker situation on the 50
that you sort of
or
would
no?
not stop talking about on your original season.
Anyways, we get to the votes, and Savannah and Ozzy both get votes, but it's Savannah that goes home third.
Yeah, like I said at the beginning of the episode, I don't think that this decreases her standing as a winner at all. I think that she did a great job sort of clocking Suri's gameplay. I
Yeah.
think Savannah probably could have been edited in a worse way. I think the edit was very nice to her.
Yeah.
I just think she wasn't able to get her footing. If you're put on a starting tribe with Devins, Emily, and Christian, you're sort of like, there's really not a lot of wiggle room there for you, unfortunately. And you're a winner, the most recent winner. There's just so many unknowns about you.
Oh, completely.
I think she did well with the hand she was dealt.
Yeah. I almost think she was in a worse place with her win coming in than like Kyle was. Because even though they got to see his season, I feel like having this just mystery unknown winner on your tribe is like,
Right.
Who are you?
Mystery unknown winner. I wonder if Rob had brought this up. It was a good point that does Savannah's game end differently if she had not gone on the journey? And I don't know. I think she always was just going to have eyes on her no matter what.
I think so too.
Yeah. But I think, yeah, she had a good showing. I think she should be proud. Obviously, she deserves to never be back on Survivor ever again after this. But I think she did good.
I hope she can just like be relaxed and enjoy her win at this point. Maybe like either stay home or like go travel on some fun trips. Maybe stay away from beaches for a bit.
Right. Go to like the desert.
Yeah.
Go to Mesa, Arizona.
Oh, perfect. I'm sure that's like number 1 on her bucket list.
Well, who knows?
So after Savannah walks away and they get up to leave, Christian has a fake fall moment, but he says, "Hey, don't worry, I meant to do that." I love that he's just, you know what, he's just playing into the honesty narrative at this moment, and he's telling them, "No, that was intentional."
Yeah, that was intentional. Don't look behind you right now because we're explaining an idol.
You're supposed to be picking up on the context clues, the subtle subliminal meanings of everything that he's saying.
Right.
Right. And while he is on the ground, Devins does plant the idol at the base of the fire pit under some rubble, and then says promptly goodnight to Jeff. And Christian then is also at the front of the line leading out of tribal council, and he's keeping up this confused act, and Sari is just like, "Christian, let me take the lead here. Like, you're going the wrong way, buddy."
Or Sari said, "No, hey, sweetheart. Lock in a little bit for me, thank you.
Baby, take a left. Take a left.
Right, we're taking a left. Thank you. Stage left. Stage right."
Yeah. See, and that's why I could not be on Survivor, because I feel like that's how I'd be talking the whole time. I would be so unserious.
Baby, we're taking a stage right. Stage right. We're on ice. We're on ice.
Yeah.
Yeah, good episode. Another good episode for Survivor 50.
I loved it. I was entertained start to finish.
Lest we not forget, Mr. Beast is looming over all of us.
Oh, and Jimmy Fallon. We're getting a lot of BEBI talk and not a lot of the Jimmys yet.
Yeah. BEBI.
Anyways, thank you so much for...
We have to comment something. Okay, so on the Spotify
we
poll,
changed it. Okay.
please make sure you guys Spotify,
Let us know.
do you know a bi person, yes or no?
Right.
And on the YouTube comments, I'm gonna need to know what was the last lie you told? I'm gonna need to know what the last lie you told was. No,
Okay.
yeah, white lie. I'm gonna need like a nice little white lie. Like, don't tell me
Okay.
that you like lied about killing someone and then now you're in prison watching us from like cell block C. But like,
I'm gonna say comment, what was the last silly white lie you told?
yes.
Yeah.
I think I told you we talked about white lies the other day, didn't we?
Yeah, I think off camera though.
Off camera. I can't talk further about mine, but that was the last. Maddie knows.
I also had a similar funny series of little like white lies where I'm just like, why did I say that? That was fully not true, but it's fine.
Right.
And they're also not about big things. You know what? I'll say one of them. I don't think there's any way the person that does my hair is gonna see this, but she was asking me questions.
Who the fuck did your hair?
And here's what I'm actually gonna talk about. I'm a chatty person, obviously, like we have a podcast, but when I'm getting my hair done, I don't always love being talked to while I have like my hair being washed with like the water going, or my hair being blow dried, because I get really in my head thinking about like how loud am I being when I'm responding, because I can't tell. Right. And that makes me like really self-conscious, and then I'm like not putting all my thought into what I'm actually saying, so then I just lie about things on accident. Like she asked me, how long has your sibling lived in this particular state? Why did I say 2 years? That's not true. That's literally it hasn't even been one.
Girl, sometimes it just
shout
comes
out Audrey.
It just comes out like that. Shout out of the week to Audrey. It just comes out sometimes, and you're like, I don't know.
Like, why did I say that? There was no reason for me to lie.
You just pray there's no follow up.
I know.
You just wrap up the conversation. You try to shift it to something else. You're like, got it.
Anyways, that was the last white lie I told. It was silly. There was really no reason to do it, and I'm still thinking about it, but it's fine. And anyways, thank you. Be sure to comment down below once again, comment down below your silly white lie you told most recently. And thank you so much for watching this episode of the Making Fire podcast. We had such a good time, loving season 50. And in the meantime, be sure to follow us on Instagram and TikTok at Making Fire Pod. You can, listen to the audio version on Spotify if you want to just give it a re-listen if you made it this far into the podcast. And be sure to vote in that poll while you're over there. And do you know a bi person? And we'll see you next week. Thank you for watching.
Do you, yes or no, know a bi person? Yes or no?
Period. All right, bye.
I can't wait to see how this turns out. Smooches. Sorry, I was looking to see if anybody commented on the last couple YouTube videos.
Well, okay, actually, you know what's interesting is we have gotten some comments, but it is never in response to what we
which is okay. Still engage with us.
We love the engagement. Would also love to know the answer to the questions that we're asking, but that's fine.
Who would y'all put on your Jamaican bobsled team? Like, let us know in the comments.
Why is no one responding to these questions? I feel like
these are crucial questions for us to get to know our audience.
We're asking the questions that other podcasts are too afraid to ask.
Right.
So
famously.
Famously.
I can't wait to see how this turns out. Smooches. Bye.
Bye.